eBay storage unit and inventory system. The big question, to store or not to store. Hi, this is Michelle with Paladin Global Market. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my dirty little secret at the end. But also, I wanted to go over my dilemma as an eBay full-time reseller, and that is inventory and storage units and pods in my garage, in my office, and where to put all the stuff while it's waiting to be sold. Do I pay for a storage unit? Do I pay for a pod? Or do I just try to keep it in my home office? So I'm going to go over my journey and my experience and just show you at the very end my dirty little secret and some things that I have learned that have really helped me with my inventory system. And I hope it can help you as well. If you have not already, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified every time I upload new content. And if you could hit the like button, it really helps. I appreciate it. So let's get into the video. So several months ago, I invested in my latest of storage units. It was a 10 by 25, and you'll see a quick video of that here. So here we are
at the storage unit.
Storage unit. We get to put our stuff in on Friday. Haley and I were so excited to finally start putting all of the inventory in a storage unit so that it wasn't in my home office or my garage. I know my husband was very excited about that as well. And so I had that latest storage unit for several months. And unfortunately, the rent kept going up dramatically in such a short period of time. So I started that storage unit back in July of 2021. And as of December, it had already jumped over $80 a month. That's a lot of money. And when I'm doing my profit and loss statements at the beginning of each month, and I'm looking at, okay, how much am I selling? How much am I earning? How much are my expenses as a full-time eBay business? I kept having this feeling. I'm like, if I have a storage unit, when I start on the first day of the month, I'm already in the hole. I already have to sell and make a profit of this much money every month before I even break even. Then I start earning a true profit. That feeling as that rent kept going up started to just continue to eat at me. So I then went on a journey to try to figure out, okay, so my inventory systems have always been before I list an item on eBay, I would put the item in the box that I plan to ship it in once it's sold. And then I would have the measurements right there. So when I was doing my listing on eBay, I knew exactly the dimensions and the weight of the item. Then I would put a sticky note on the outside of the box and then just store it in that box until the item has sold. Now, although that system worked for me for the last 17 years, well, 16 and a half years, as my business has grown, I have started to have a space problem. I'm going to share with you at the end of this video my dirty little secret. Don't judge me, please. But as a full-time reseller, space is a premium. And you really need to help, or I am talking to myself, really need to optimize and streamline my systems and my storage solutions so that I can profitably run my eBay business without taking over my whole home office and without having to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month in storage units, pods, or even rental space. So I've looked into warehouses, I've looked into retail space because my business is a little different. And I get my inventory, probably about 50% of my inventory for my business is from garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores, clearance centers, that type of thing, which you probably do as well if you're a reseller online. But the other part of my inventory that I get comes from consignment reselling, selling things for other people, free inventory, which I love because that's what started my journey many, many years ago. I've made videos about this in the past, but I was trying to figure out a way as I was learning how to sell on eBay back in 2005, when Amazon was still a bookstore. It was definitely, the iPhones weren't even out yet. So it was definitely a different time and era than what it is now. But as I was trying to figure it out, I was struggling trying to purchase items to resell and see if they're going to be good to sell on the internet, which was very new still at that time. So consignment reselling was very appealing to me because it was free inventory. I wasn't having to purchase items hoping that they would resell and then being tight with my money because I had just resigned from my dental career so I could stay home with Haley while she was a little one. So consignment inventory grown and refined that process quite a bit over the last 17 years. And even though thankfully the cash flow is not an issue like it used to be years ago, I still love consignment reselling. I tap into such a profitable income stream by doing that. And as I've been doing this through the years, I've also learned to make sure that I say no to items that just are too big, items that have a high return rate, or items that are slow sellers. So these are some things that have helped me to streamline my process and made sure that as I'm growing in a smart way, so to say. So recently, I have joined the VIP tiered membership with Chris Lynn in Tech and Sports of Daily Refinement. I am not sponsored by them whatsoever, but I do want to share my experience so far because I hope it can help you as well. They have 3 different tiers of membership, and I think we can learn a lot from other resellers. And I love watching other YouTube channels of other resellers. I have learned so much from other resellers, and I know that as a reselling community, we can learn a lot from each other. Everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses. And I've learned through their system with Chris and Tech and Sports with Daily Refinement, they are operating at a high level. They are processing a ton of inventory. And his personality and his giftings are such that he is definitely a numbers guy in the sense that he times out each listing and how much time it takes him to photograph something, how much time it takes him to list something, how much time it takes him to source something. So he is very strategic in those steps. And I have learned a lot, although I don't want to operate my business to that degree as far as timing myself and such. But I can learn a ton from them. When I was on their call for the VIP coaching membership last week, we discussed some of the things the challenges that I'm encountering and how they can best help me. And inventory is one of the biggest things I'm starting to experience an issue with. I have about 4 consignment clients that want me to start selling their stuff for them. And I can't go over and pick up their inventory. I don't have room for more inventory. That is a wonderful problem to have, but yet I'm leaving money on the table. So I need to figure out a solution for that. So that's what inspired me for this video. And I just wanted to share it with you. I have been changing my inventory system over. I've been changing it over from my old method, which I shared with you, into my new method, encouraged by Chris and Tech and Sports. Now, I'm not going to do it exactly like Chris, and he does a number SKU system where he doesn't label the outside of the box. What I am doing, I've started this week to do, and I'm going to go through all my inventory. It's a great way also to double check and make sure that that everything that I have on the shelves hasn't been glitched off at eBay for some reason, or I haven't relisted it for some reason, although they should all be on auto relist, but just I've been wanting to go through my inventory system anyways and double check everything and see if anything needs updates, like titles and pricing and that type of thing. I'm also at that time that I'm transferring it over to my new SKU system, my custom SKU. eBay offers that if you haven't seen it before, when you're going to make your listings at the top, of course, you have your title where you want to optimize it for your keywords. Then the next line under that is custom SKU. That is something that you can use just for your business, for you to find the item. So before, when I would just put the item in that custom SKU area, I'm going to let you in on one of my secrets. I would put the exact amount that I purchased the item for and where I got it from. So if you ever look at my items and it says GS, that means a garage sale. And then the number after that, that's the exact amount I paid for it. don't tell anybody. But that would be a way for me to do my quick profit and loss at the end once I've sold the item, so I can do a quick breakdown and I don't have to go searching through the book. So when I go garage sailing, whenever I pick up an item, right then I record it in my little book. And then once I list it, I scratch it off so that I can remember how much I paid for the items. Now, on my consignment clients, I don't have a purchase price on there, but I'll actually put in that custom SKU area a specific code that I've created for them. So let's just say, for instance, Jane Doe consignment, I would do JDC. And then on their consignment agreement contract that I have from them, I just write it at the top right that's their code. Or most of the time I know whose is whose. But this way it just continues to help me to make sure I don't mix up different clients' inventory with the other, because as your business grows, things will start to blend together, I promise. So you want to make sure that you are being very careful to keep your clients' inventory separate. If consignment reselling is of any interest to you, make sure you click on the link in the description below and you can learn a little bit more. I have my online course, but I'm happy to help teach you guys through my other YouTube videos regarding consignment reselling and answer any questions that you may have. But if you want to have a fully packaged start to finish, all the ins and outs of what it takes to run a profitable consignment business, then you may want to consider investing in yourself and purchasing that course. Either way, I'll put a special coupon code in the description of this video just as a thank you for watching. But with consignment items, I have always put the custom SKU and I separate it for that client. And then I make sure that I keep their inventory on their own separate shelves. So if I have quote unquote Jane Doe's inventory, she has her own shelf separate from my own because I don't want to mix the items up. Now, as I'm going through my inventory process, I am updating it where I'm taking the items out of the boxes and I'm putting them in these special bags I used to sell toys on Amazon years ago. And so they require that you put it in these plastic seal bags that have suffocation warnings on there to warn them, for children not to put their bags on the head type of thing. And so I had a lot of those still left over. So I've been putting my inventory inside of those and then putting that sticker that I used to have on the outside of the shipping box, waiting for the item to sell. I just put on the outside the little bag and I'm keeping it in separate totes. So I'm going to continue to change over my systems and I'll continue to update you as it goes along. I'm showing you at the end of this video my dirty little secret. So you'll see my scary little garage. At the end of December, my husband and I decided to pull all the inventory out of my storage unit. I had that big 10 by 25 storage unit, as you see here. And now we went ahead and put that in half of our garage in our home. But I really would rather not keep it in there, especially in Florida. We live in Orlando, Florida, and with summer coming, it's going to get really hot and I don't want to keep the inventory in there. Right now it's still winter for Florida. And so the inventory is fine, but as I want to go ahead and continue this system and I'll keep you guys updated with it. I'm going to be bringing that inventory into my office. And I'm hoping that by bringing my inventory out of these boxes and putting them in these bins with this new SKU system inspired by Chris from Daily Refinement and Tech and Sports, I'm going to be able to save a lot of room and hopefully get some control over this dirty little secret. I would love to hear from you, the online reselling community. Do you have any suggestions, any comments on your inventory systems? If you want to send me some pictures of it, come find me on Instagram at Paladin Global Market or leave comment below. I would love to hear and see your systems. I do want to say that I have purchased these antique chairs and I have like these snow skis and water skis and large printers and that type of thing, golf clubs. Those are some things I'm going to start steering away from because they just take up a lot of room. And so I want to go smaller, tighter on the space and on the inventory. And so hopefully, as you'll see the journey, that's going to help condense the space. If you'd like to be a part of my email list, I have a link in the description below as well. This is Michelle with Paladin Global Market. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Happy reselling, and don't tell anybody my dirty little secret. Bye, guys.